JSB Talks Digital.
Hello and welcome to JSB Talks Digital, the podcast for marketers, bloggers, business owners and those of you bringing your skills into the digital age. I'm Joanne Sweeney-Burke and this podcast is brought to you by Digital Training Institute. Coming up in today's foodie-themed show, LinkedIn launches conversion tracking, Facebook Moments roll out in Europe, Nextdoor, a social network for neighbourhoods, launches in the UK. I interview Twitter chat expert Philip Gleeson, my Foodie Shoutouts, my featured column, how to whet the appetite of fans on social media if you're in the food, retail or hospitality industry, and Boomerang, the tool that saved my working week.
Social media news.
Don't fear social network updates. Embrace them. Don't stare at the screen. Get in and test the new features for yourself. This is the best way to learn. If you're using social media in your overall marketing mix, then conversion tracking will be one of the most important metrics to measure return on investment. So it's welcome news from LinkedIn that they have finally introduced conversion tracking on advertising campaigns. LinkedIn has 450 million monthly users, so it's quite an attractive B2B and talent marketing platform. Writing on the LinkedIn blog, Divi Keneally says, conversion tracking will give advertisers a set of capabilities built directly into LinkedIn Campaign Manager that lets you easily measure how many leads, sign-ups, content downloads, purchases, and other specific results you're getting from your sponsored content and text ad campaigns. LinkedIn are ramping up their advertising platform, and this new feature will further entice businesses to consider spending some budget with them. Have you downloaded Facebook Moments yet? I downloaded the mobile app last week after it rolled out in Ireland. Their tagline is, "Get the photos you didn't take," which I quite like. With Moments, you can quickly give your photos to friends and get their photos too. The app groups your photos based on who's in them and when they were taken. In one tap, you can sync your photos to the friends you choose. Then, friends can add their photos to the moment. Now everyone has all the photos you took together. I used it for my daughter Sophie's 21st birthday party and asked her friends to share their photos in the group with me and vice versa. So that was pretty cool. Here's what Facebook Moments can do for you. Keep all your photos organised in one private place. Sync multiple photos at once. No need to text or email individual photos. Search to find photos of yourself and your friends. Save photos other people sync to you on your phone's camera roll. Share directly on Facebook or Instagram, or send in Messenger if you want. I definitely recommend Facebook Moments, so go get it. Nextdoor is a social network for neighbourhoods and it has launched in the UK. Nextdoor provides an easy way for neighbours to talk online and it's free. It had previously only been available in the United States and the Netherlands. I have written extensively about Nextdoor in one of my law enforcement and social media courses, so I'm very excited to see it rolled out to our neighbours in the UK. Founded in 2010, the company says its mission is to build stronger and safer neighbourhoods around the world. Users are using Nextdoor to quickly get the word out about a break-in, organise a neighbourhood watch group, track down a trustworthy babysitter, or find out who does the best paint job in town. I'd really like to see Nextdoor rolled out in Ireland, as I believe it has huge benefits in the fight against crime, but also to consolidate communities.
Interview.
In this week's show, I'm joined by Philip Gleeson, founder of Quickest Fox Marketing and the creator of Ireland's County Hours on Twitter. Philip, great to have you on my show. We often meet at digital marketing events or events we're both speaking at, but today I'm asking the questions.
Great. Good to be here, Joanne. Delighted to take part on your JSB Talks.
Thank you. Well, first, tell me about how the idea came around for dedicated county hours on Twitter using the hashtag tactic, because you've really cleaned up and you've claimed them all?
Well, it started off as a different project completely. I was setting up a different company, and I was looking at doing marketing on a very, very small budget. And I had a background in doing Twitter chats for charities and across Europe with Arthritis Ireland and with the European level arthritis groups. So I used that experience, and I was working away at the Twitter as a marketing tool for a new company, and I realised the power of the hashtag then. So I looked into seeing if there was a specific hashtag for each county in Ireland. And so I checked this first to see if there was a Galway hour, and there wasn't. So I started Galway hour. I logged in and took the name on a Friday, and I did my first Galway hour the following Tuesday, and we had 750,000 impacts the first night. So I knew I was on a winner. So the following day, I registered the other 25 counties. So I got all the pure county names. So Galway hour, Limerick hour. Other people have tried to take them as well with hyphens and slashes and different things, but I've all the pure names, and we're using them to good effect around Ireland at the moment.
Yeah, you're the original. So listen, you talk there about impacts, and quite frequently when I attend your presentations at various events, you know, you talk about impacts of over 1 million people. Tell us about impacts and how that works.
Okay, so it's a Twitter industry standard way of measuring how many people can see a tweet. So you have two measurements. You've got reach and you've got impact. So reach is if I have 10 followers and you have 10 followers and we talk to each other, then that's a reach of 20. So 20 people can see our tweets. Now, if we send 10 tweets to each other, and we multiply our 20 followers by that 10, and that gives us an impact of 200. It's not ideal, but it's the way the industry standard works. So that's what we work off, and we use an independent company in Portugal to they're verified by Twitter, this company, and they verify all our results for us each week.
So you recently launched national hours. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so we found that some companies really want to just target one county. So we have a new company, maybe they're, so a gym, maybe, like they've no real need to go nationwide. They want to target the particular county that they're in. They want to geo-target their audience, and we do that for them in the county. There are other companies, so the likes of Musgraves, SuperValue, and bigger companies like that want to do all 26 counties. So we can do packages from one county right up to 26 counties in 1 week. So we did one campaign in August, and we had results were about 104 million impacts for that week. So we were going to take August off this year, so we're quite happy we didn't. So I've been at my talks, I know we meet at talks regularly, but at my talks since about March, I've been telling people not to take the summer off, that they were going to be 3 months behind their competitors by September if they took the summer off. So I said I better do the same myself and keep at it through the summer. So we're delighted with that result, and it's something we can brag about as well and tell other people how good we are. So if we feel the need to be bragging about it, but normally we just get on with the job and brag about other people and our clients. So, but it is a nice thing to have in the bag.
So the food, retail and hospitality sector is the focus of today's podcast, so mainly B2C marketing. How do you think a hashtag strategy can help this type of marketing?
Yeah, well, I think it's really, really important for brand awareness, for one. And I say that because when you walk into a supermarket, you're faced with 30,000 items on the shelves. So you have to have some brand awareness. So if you're a new brand and you're going into a new SuperValue, say in Ireland, you really want people to go and hunt out where your product is in the shop and to get a look of it, feel it in their hand. And by seeing the logos and by seeing the hashtags and connecting all these things together, it increases the search engine optimization, so the Google searches can find you. So it's really important locally, but it's really important globally and on a website basis as well. And since Twitter and Google got into bed together, it used to take maybe 6 weeks for a Twitter hashtag to really get in on a Google search, whereas it can take about 20 minutes now. So it's really, really immediate. You can see the benefits straight away of what you're doing. I always say to people is to have your hashtag short and to use your website name as your hashtag if at all possible, or to use your Twitter name as your hashtag, because you need to direct Google back into where you want it to go. So when you're popping up in all these searches, that it sees who you are and where you're coming from, what website you're coming from, or what Twitter account you're coming to, so it can send people back there when they're looking for you.
Do you have an example, Philip, of a business that has converted hashtag tweets in a Twitter chat into revenue or any other business metric?
Yeah, we have an awful lot of success stories. The likes of the Connaught Hotel, Irish Biltong, Musgraves did the Cork and Kerry Food Forum. But the one I'm going to give you, and I'm going to send you the link to it so you can pass it on to your listeners. And it's kind of it's a very educated sort of a blog done by UCC, and they wanted to book out one of their outdoor events last summer, and they used Cork Hour in Cork in order to do this, and it was hugely successful. They got a lot of bums on seats, and they attributed an awful lot of the success to using Cork Hour, and it built up their profile and it built up their hashtag. It got the community engaged in it, and at the end of the day, it was successful. They sold tickets for the event, and they got people at the event, so they were very, very happy with it. They wrote a beautiful blog about it. It's through UCC, but it's on LinkedIn. But I'll send you the link, and you can pass it on to your listeners. It's well worth a read, and it's just a kind of an independent view of what we do.
Fantastic, I certainly will. Give us your 3 top tips to use the hashtag effectively on Twitter to generate results, because you've loads of experience.
I think from being a daily user is to have short hashtags. People hate long, convoluted 5 or 6 word hashtags that they have to get in the right order, they have to spell correctly. So short hashtags, never put in any punctuation or anything into a hashtag. Just keep them pure letters if you can. It just keeps it very easy for people. It's very handy on phones as well, because it'll remember your hashtag for you, so you just key in the first letter or two and it'll keep writing it in for you. So that's very important. Keep it short and match your hashtag to your website name for search engine optimization. People often think that they should do something to do with the project that they're on just at that moment, but it's if they keep it short, keep it very direct, and keep it keep it as close to the website name. It's not exactly the same as the website name. That's what I would say for the search engine optimization. And my third thing is engage. If you've created the hashtag, you'll have to do an awful lot of work at the start to get it well known and to get people using it. You'll only do this by engaging with lots and lots of different people. And also, if you have a look at Twitter and put in the hashtag Twitter6Diet, so it's hashtag Twitter6, the number 6 diet, and follow my Twitter6Diet. That will show you, if you follow that, it'll help your engagement, it'll help you gain followers. If I can add in one extra bonus one as well, is to look at the trending hashtags each day and see what you can add to that conversation, and use your own hashtag in answering in the trending hashtag of the day. So if you've something to add to that conversation, certainly do it, and don't be shy about using your own hashtag in those tweets. Or if the Late Late Show is on in the evening, use their Late Late Show hashtag and add in a comment that's relevant to the show, and use your own hashtag and just get your name well known out there.
Fantastic tips, Philip. Thanks a million. Now, finally, I want to ask you about hijacking Twitter chats. Is there such a thing as Twitter chat etiquette?
Okay, Twitter, I would say 100% positivity. Don't go into someone's Twitter chat and be negative. If it's not the Twitter chat for you, then don't use it. if it is the Twitter chat view, then be 100% positive. You can get sentient ratings on your Twitter chats. So the county hours, when we do the tests on them, they're always in the high 90% positivity. And that's great. There's no point and there's no need to get into an argument with anyone. And if anyone is coming back and is trying to be negative with you, bring it to direct messages straight away. Don't have the negativity in the public space. Bring it to a private place. Deal with it properly and deal with it very professionally, because people will take screenshots of conversation in a DM, even though it's meant to be a DM. So keep it really positive on the public page. Deal with it very professionally in the private page, and be aware that people may use that in for their own uses. And it's all about fun. It's all about positivity. And the bonus of all this is that you get boosted up the Google rankings. But you can also have lots of fun at it, and it can be a very entertaining evening to sit down and have chats with lots of random people, and have it targeted into a certain area or a certain province or all of Ireland, whichever suits your particular brand and your particular industry. People say things like Twitter is business to customer, business to business, but it covers everything. Like, even if you're a business and you're attracting other businesses, well, those businesses are all people too, and they're customers as well. So it all filters into each other, and it's a good fun way of spending an evening. If you're trying to chill and zone out for an evening, it's a good way of actually doing some work, but having a bit of fun doing it as well.
Brilliant. Now, Philip, let our listeners know where they can find you on Twitter, please.
You'll find me personally at Buchel at 2. You will find Quick Fox Marketing is at Quick Fox Marketee. It's just an I at the end of it. There's no NG. So Quick Fox Marketing without the NG at the end of it. And we're there. And we will put up information there on those accounts. And you can ask us any questions you want. And we're more than willing to go and give people talks. And we will help any businesses in any way we can. We're very pragmatic. We don't cost the earth. We're way cheaper than normal print media. So it's well worth having a talk to us and see how we can help you.
Absolutely. And I know I've used your service. I've engaged in your Twitter chats, and I've always got a great return on investment. Philip Gleeson, thank you so much. And I will tweet you later.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Shoutouts.
In this part of the show, I give shout-outs to those who are remarkable online and worth talking about. To keep with the foodie theme, I thought I'd recommend 4 brands that are killing it on social media. The Happy Pair on Snapchat and YouTube are a must to follow. They understand personalisation. They educate their audience on healthy and wholesome food choices. They empower with their how-to videos, and they entertain by sharing their behind-the-scenes on Snapchat. Twin brothers Stephen and Kevin Flynn started out with a veg shop, but now boast 2 whole food cafes, an evening restaurant, and a superfood sprout farm, a range of retail products, and a massive social media following. Next, a shout out to the Doe brothers on Facebook, who are a great example of how to overcome and conquer the Facebook algorithm. Their pizza is delicious, but so is their content and storytelling technique. They started out selling their pizzas in a van around Ireland, moved into a pop-up shop in Galway, and now have a permanent residency in the city. They're also a Facebook case study that you should review. Starbucks on Instagram do a super job of visual storytelling. Yes, they have the budget and the resources to bring it with their grams, but I think a lot of small food brands could learn a thing or two from their use of hashtags, colourful images, and creative shoots. Follow them now for inspiration. Finally, Little Ireland is the second most followed retail brand in the country on Twitter. They are consistent with their tweets and they keep it light but informative. If you're in retail, have a look at how they've managed to grow to 74,000 followers.
JSB's column.
I've compiled 12 digital marketing bites for the food, retail and hospitality industry. I spoke at Ireland's Food and Drink Expo recently, and it inspired me to take a look at social media for this sector. If I could sum up my social media advice, I could probably do it in less than 140 characters. So here goes. Personalization, video, and real-time marketing are the biggest trends in social media marketing. Adopt the strategy and the algorithms will thank you for it. One of the most frequently asked questions I get from brands is, how do I boost engagement on social media? Well, here are 3 ways to do it instantly. Personalization is like salt. It gives flavor to your content. Start showing behind the scenes at work, exclusive updates from management, encourage staff to go front of screen to show the personality of the company, and tell the consistent story of your brand to connect and share and not just to sell. The conversions will come in if you add personalization. Video is your next secret ingredient. Native video on Facebook pages, Instagram, and Twitter, for example, generate 10 times more reach than other content types. Video is the most pervasive content type on the social web, and if you're not engaged in video marketing, then you will be left behind. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. By 2020, 80% of all content on the internet will be video. Facebook Live is amazing for real-time marketing. Instagram allows us to record 90-second videos. Twitter updates videos to 140 seconds. Snapchat stories are a culmination of our 24-hour 10-second videos. Insta Stories also follows this model, and Facebook Messenger has introduced instant video. So there's absolutely no excuses not to embrace video. My final digital marketing bite is you have to pay to play. Did you know the maximum number of stories we can digest in our newsfeed is 1,500 per day? Therefore, with 1.65 billion people using Facebook, it's impossible to see every status update from our friends or the brands we have liked. So it's vital to pay to get your content in front of fans and prospects. Facebook is the unrivaled leader. However, the other social networks also offer targeted advertising. Twitter cards, promoted pins on Pinterest, branded geofilters on Snapchat, YouTube ads, Instagram ads, and sponsored content on LinkedIn. When it comes to Facebook, the advertising leader, you need to engage in targeted advertising. This is a science in itself. So much so, I wrote a 54-page handbook on it. I've got a full blog post on 12 digital marketing tactics for the food, retail, and hospitality industry. So have a look at that at digitaltraining.ie and let me know what you think. Tweet me to tweets at JSB.
Social media tool of the week.
I send and receive a lot of emails. There are tactics that productivity experts proclaim in relation to email, and that's to check your email only twice a day, late morning and late afternoon. But if, like me, you're working in real time and getting feedback from clients and need to email a bit more regularly, then why not try out Boomerang? It saved my working week. Boomerang for Gmail lets you take control of when you send and receive emails. With Boomerang, you can write an email now and schedule it to be sent automatically at the perfect time. Just write the messages as you normally would, then click the Send Later button. Use their handy calendar picker or their text box that understands language like next Monday to tell Boomerang when to send your message, and they'll take it from there. Don't be tied down by email. Connect your Gmail account now at boomeranggmail.com. Thanks as always for tuning into JSB Talks Digital. I am inspired each and every week to give you more nuggets of advice taken from my social media and digital marketing consultancy and training projects. I have links to everything discussed on this show on my blog, so log on to digitaltraining.ie and click on podcasts. If you're interested in becoming a guest on JSB Talks Digital or have an event you want to promote, drop me an email to Joanne at digitaltraining.ie and write podcast in the subject line. If there's a topic you want me to cover, Please tweet me at tweetsbyjsb or snap me at JSB Snaps. I'm Joanne Sweeney-Burke. This is JSB Talks Digital. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.
JSB Talks Digital.